So there are many different types of school pressure, such as academic pressure, a lack of school pressure, and one that I can relate to is extracurricular pressure. I think it is something that parents, teachers, and administrators should be aware of, as well as any kind of school pressure that students are feeling, because too much pressure on a student can have negative effects on their performance, mental health, and overall well-being. So for me personally, I dealt with pressure relating to student government, and a lot of that stems from the student body wanting certain events, Spirit Week ideas, etc. from student government that we could not do because of administration's disapproval. So the student body would not see behind the scenes of our hard work and would become upset and express their opinions. And it just didn't feel like there was enough resources for student government to succeed. As the student body secretary of my high school, I learned a lot about how to lead, but it did definitely come with a lot of school pressure because everyone knows that you're in charge of events such as homecoming and prom and football games, and you want to make sure you're making both student body and administration happy. Overall, I would say the pressure that I dealt with from student government was a lot to handle, especially with my academics on top of that.
Leaving junior high, I can say lightly that my grades are not the best because of my traumatic brain injury and my physical and mental struggles that I had. Going into high school, my teachers saw this and believed that I was a lost cause, and it really impacted me academically because of the lack of school pressure that I had. If it weren't for the motivation from my parents, a very few select teachers, and my case manager, I can truly say that I would have failed or probably even dropped out. I believe that schools need to see high achievement in all students and believe that they should never give up on anyone no matter what the cause.
The things that worry me, school grades. I'm going to be driving soon, so I guess driving on the road with other people who are drunk, possibly.
What causes drama is that when you go out with a boy, you always know that somebody likes that boy.
Some of the stress I feel in my life is maybe comes from school or my parents. I get into a few arguments with my parents.
School is pretty stressful, tests and quizzes and homework and studying and all this and all that.
Mainly, I worry about my grades. I don't really like having bad grades. Like if I get a C or a D, that really upsets me.
They come up to you and say, oh, you have my man, oh, you have my girl. We're going to fight over this. I'm going to start saying all this about you.
What's hard about high school is, eighth grade, they're kind of just easy on you, and then you go into ninth, 10th, 11th, and 12th, and they get harder on you, and they're getting harder on you because you need to go to college.
There's definitely some pressure and stress in my life with trying to balance so many different activities and the academics and everything.
Senior year, I'm in a giant pool of stress because I have to figure out everything that's going to happen next year, moving on in my life, and kind of sometimes I just need to step back from it and, sit down and think to myself, okay.
Music does help me with my stress.
I like to be by myself when I'm upset.
Playing the drums is a huge escape. It gets a lot of anger out, and it's physically exercising. It's just really fun. You get to hit things and make loud noises. So really trying to find those times where I can just take a little step back from all the pressure and the stress, that really helps. And so I try to do that as much as possible.
It's all going to happen. It's going to be okay. You just have to take it as it comes, roll with the punches.
The majority of school pressure I faced in high school came from the teachers and their high expectations of us to exceed in the classroom beyond a normal standard. I went to a very competitive college preparatory high school, and the teachers did not take grades, test scores, or AP exams lightly. Every classroom had an AP Strive for 5 poster in it, and the teachers made it very clear that those who passed were smarter and more capable than those who did not pass, and that they expected every single person to not only pass, but get at least a 4 or a 5, because that's what college accepted. The anxiety levels were so high come in test time because of the amount of pressure that the teachers put on the students. People regularly had breakdowns, people were regularly crying. It was not uncommon for people to come out of exams in tears or be in tears going into them because we were so nervous. In my school, it was not normal to not want to go to college. They bragged about their 100% college acceptance rate and made sure everyone went to college come senior year. But not only college, they pressured us to go beyond college and go to med school or law school.
School pressure is not often talked about, and these were our personal experiences about how we were affected by school pressure in high school.